Well, we're off to look for a World War II crash site and hopefully get some nice images as we wander in the fells. Why not come with me? Well, good morning, and you find me out and about in the Lake District again. And as you have seen from the early B-roll, I've been in the roof tent again, so it was quite good coming out last night. And again, we've had a fairly relaxing morning before we've got going, but certainly got going a lot earlier than if we'd had to get up at home and drive out here this morning. So yes, right, a couple of things. I have actually got my GPS with me. I'd charged up the batteries, etc., but when I went to turn it on, I found it was already on and the batteries are quite a bit depleted, so how long it will actually last, I'm not quite sure, so we'll have to see. So, yeah, well, where are we? We're not actually that far from where we were at the last video, which was the last one. We were at Hard Knot Pass, or near Hard Knot Pass, and today we're at Rhinos. We parked on Rhinos Pass, and we're going up towards, possibly up onto Weatherlam, but where we're going, supposedly, or there is, whether I can find it, is a World War II crash site. I think it was a Halifax bomber was out on a training exercise, got into fog. The pilot supposedly descended to hopefully give the navigator so he could see something, and obviously in this, as you can see, if I turn round, it's very craggy, quite high here. Descended and crashed into the fell side. So yeah, hopefully we can find that and talk about it a little bit. But yeah, so that's where we're at. We're going to go up there, possibly up onto Weatherlam, maybe towards, we should be able to see the Coniston Old Man. So yeah, that's the plan for today. It's quite overcast at the moment, but we'll see how we get on. So yeah, we'll stop rambling there and we'll see you a little bit later. Right, well, we've made it up onto the ridge, and looking at the map, the wet side edge we've come up to, and if we look across, I think that is Pike Oblisco. And then coming across, we've got Cold Pike, and I think behind Cold Pike in the cloud is possibly Scar Fell. And I need to learn how to take good images in this type of thing. So I thought what I'll do in a moment when we finish this is I'll do a panorama across here, possibly in black and white, we'll see. So that's the plan from here. And where are we going next? Right, let's just get a map so I can... We're actually going along there. The first one that you can see clearly is Gill Pike. And behind that, there's a little cars, and then there's great cars. And then probably the one in the cloud is Swirl How. And we're probably going to go to all those. I'm not quite sure what we're going to do after that. And the big one round here, which we may or may not go to, now that's Weatherlam. So yeah, that's obviously I've done all the Wainwrights, so those I've been up all of these. So yeah, so that's where we're going to go. And somewhere between Great Cars and Swirl How is the crash site. yeah, right, we'll get on with this panorama, see if we can, what we can do, because I like coming up on the high fells and there's not always waterfalls or whatever, so we need to find a way of getting images that look quite good. So yeah, whatever we get, the best of which we'll put up, and we'll see you a little bit later. Right, well, we're making slightly faster progress than I thought. We're up here, and I thought this was Gill Pike and was heading here. I'm going to stop here to see if there was any images to be had. And it's not great, Gill Pike, it's actually little cars. And if we look back there, one of those slightly raised points must be Gill Pike. So yeah, that's interesting. So we walked past it, through it, round it, without realising. And now we're on Little Car, and come round here, you can see Weatherlam there, and I think up there is Great Cars. Is it Great Car? Yeah, Great Cars. And just so you know, I might take a picture of it later on, looking back across. It was the one across there that's getting enveloped in cloud is Grey Friar. So we'll make it onto the top of Great Cars, and then we'll maybe see if there's any images to be had from there, and then we'll start looking for this memorial. So yeah, whatever happens, we'll see you a little bit later. Right, well, we've made it to the top of Great Cars, and it's car as in C-A-R-R, not C-A-R. And yeah, so the mist has come in, so Grey Friar, which is over there, is just it's not mist now, it's thick fog, so we're not going to capture an image now. Maybe we'll get one on the way back if it's better. So yeah, what we're going to do now, because across there is Swirl, which I think we're certainly going to go to. But as I commented on the last video, my stamina's, I'm really struggling at the moment. So, and across there is Weatherlam again. It's misty, but I think we're just going to go and see if we can find this cross-site memorial, and then we'll catch up with you there. Right, so we'll see you a little bit later. Right, well, I spotted the memorial in the mist, so I now know where it is. But I thought I'd come to the edge here, and yeah, we've got quite a big drop down. We've got Swirl there, totally in the mist, and we've got Weatherlam again, totally in the, shall we say, low, I suppose it's low cloud rather than mist. But if we come right down, you probably won't be able to see it with this camera, but I have done a short piece of video with the 5D with the 200 fully zoomed in, and you can see on it there is some wreckage down there that you can see from up here. I mean, I was told that some of it had been, in a sense, just pushed over the edge. So, but yeah, I took some video, I've took some images, not quite sure how good they are. The wreckage is still a little bit of a dot in the middle of the frame, even at 200mm. But if they're any good, we'll put them up and we'll go over to the memorial now, and we'll see you shortly. Right, well, we've made it to the memorial, and I'll just read out what it says, although I will take a picture of the plaque that I'll put up. In memory of 8 crew members of Halifax LL 505 from number 565 HCU Topcliffe, who lost their lives on this site on the 22nd October 1944. Flight Officer A.J. Johnson, who was 27. Flight Officer F.A. Bell, 33. Pilot Officer R.N. Whitley, 20. Sergeant H.E. Peachy, 21. Sergeant F.W. Ferguson, 19. Sergeant D.F. Titt, 19. Sergeant G. Riddoch, 20. Sergeant C.G. Whittingstall, 20, R.I.P. And it says on the cross, Halifax Bomber LL 505 S for Sugar RAF, October 22, 1944. And I'm just going to read a bit on a website I found. The memorial, which is made up of parts of the wreckage of Halifax Bomber, lies 150 yards south of the summit cairn of Great Cars. This is the place where on the fateful night Halifax Bomber LL 505 FD-S crashed as the aircraft was on night exercise from Topcliffe in Yorkshire and ran into thick cloud. The pilot descended so the navigator could get a visual fix on the ground below, striking the ridge known as Broad Stack at about 2,600 feet, with the loss of the 8 crewmen, which were 7 Canadians and 1 Brit. So yeah, it's very sad when any death, in a sense, is sad, particularly when they're so young and they'd come to fight for their country. And it's even sadder when you think that it was an accident. And I think it's just very poignant that today, while we're here, we are in quite thick mist. Possibly the type of mist that there was when the aircraft crashed. I have been here before, but I wasn't aware of this. Somebody asked me later on and I said I hadn't seen it, which I hadn't. But now we can say I have. So I'm going to take some images, but if I just come down here, and what we're going to do is we'll just turn the stills camera on. I've got it in video mode, so we'll turn the video on and you can see, if I bring it up, you can see the memorial there. It would appear that the top of the cross is maybe slightly missing, but as I've mentioned before, the video is at 16 by 9, whereas the actual still image would be 6 by 4. So it is slightly narrower. And I've tried to get very low, and I just wanted to accentuate the fact that it's just thick mist behind. I may even in post-processing make it black and white, I don't know. But yeah, there's a very sad feeling here. Very quiet. So we'll take the images, we'll put the best up, and we'll think about those that died. Right, well, we've come back to the edge and we're just capturing an image of Swirl how in the mist. You can see it across there. I did take a picture of capture an image of grey friar in the mist. If either of them are any good, we'll put them on the video, up on the video after this. So yeah, there's Swirl hound. There's some, I don't know whether you can see it over there. Probably a bit too far away to get an image, but some quite nice light, etc. in the distance. But yeah, I think what we've decided, we'll go up to Swirl how just to say we've been there, and then we're going to go back to the van. So whether we'll get any more images after this, I don't know. So but we will speak to you again. So yeah, whichever's best we'll put up, and we'll see you a bit later. Right, well, we've made it to Swirl how, and the mist on the top has cleared at the moment, so if we just come back a bit here, you'll be able to see down there, hopefully there's a lake, and that's Coniston water. And if you were to go more or less directly that way, I mean the mist is too much, that will take you to the old man of Coniston. And obviously, just looking here, so come round, there's Wellam, and it's not in cloud at the moment, so yeah, it keeps coming and going, this mist. At least it's not been so bad I've struggled to find where I'm going. I mean, you can see over there, there's great cars which we've come over and we're going to go back to. I did take a handheld image of it there, and I don't know whether you can see, maybe if I zoom in, there is a couple of people on the ridge there. I don't know whether you can see them. in the mist, and there was somebody on the image I took. Whether it'll come out, it's sometimes difficult on the back of the camera to see it good. And I did stop and take some more images down into the valley here, where there is let me just, it's a bit uneven here. Just come down here a bit. I don't know whether you can see, that's I think that's looking in the right direction. There's a couple of bits of wreckage from the Halifax down there. Don't know whether you can see them. If they're not obvious when I put this bit of video up, I can always circle them just to assist. So yeah, so we're heading back. There's great cars and little cars and whatever the other one was, and just that's the ridge, and just down from the ridge is Rhinos Pass where we've parked. So we'll head on back. If there's anything on the way back that takes me fancy, we'll maybe capture some more images, and then we'll obviously speak to you at the end of the video. So yep, we'll put the one of great cars up, and we'll see you a bit later. Right, we're back on great cars, and the mist is quite cleared, so I just thought I'd point out some mountains to you. That's, as we say, Swirl, where we've come from. But as we go round there, that is the old man of Coniston. So, I mean, I don't know whether you can see, there is I can see the sort of trig point or whatever at the top. And then coming round here, next to it is, now I'm not quite sure, but I will put it up on the video what that one is. And then in the background there's another one, which again I will work out and put on the video the name of that one. So yeah, so we'll carry on down. We've got, I think this is the highest point. The highest point we've been today is Swirl House, so it's, in a sense, it's downhill all the way. So we're going there, and we'll maybe stop at the one we walked past without realising on the way up. So yep, we'll see you a little bit later. Right, well, we've made it to what's called Gill Pike. Gill Pike. This is the one that I got a bit confused with on the way up, and we went straight past it, thinking that one up there, which is little and great cars, was actually Gill Pike. And obviously you can see in the very background is Swirl How. So yeah, and there's not much to it really, it's just slightly raised compared to other bits. So yeah, I've taken a handheld shot or image of the two mountains there of great cars and Swirl How, which I think might come out quite nice. So if it's any good, we'll put it up on the video, and basically we're going to head back that way, back to the van. So I think the way things are going, there'll be no more stops for images or whatever now. We'll just head straight back to the van and we'll catch up with you a bit later. Right, well, we're back down onto the road. We just got walked to the van. So yeah, it's been a great day. And the main aim was to find the memorial and photograph that, which we did. And I thought it was very poignant that I thought it was very misty, low cloud up there. So yeah, hopefully you've enjoyed it. Yeah, so I mean, I got some other pictures. There was nothing particularly stunning. We'll have to see how the images that I've took that are just purely the landscape. I think some of them might look quite good, so hopefully they will, and we can put. Well, you'll have seen those, and you'll know whether they're any good or not. So, yeah, I just need to get myself motivated. I mean, I've come out, and I am struggling at the moment. Don't know why, but we'll keep coming out, we'll keep doing the videos. So yeah, there will be a map going up. The GPS has been performing. It hasn't run out of battery as yet, so let me just have a quick look at it. Yeah, it's still going, and it's saying just short of 5 miles, so I didn't think we'd gone very far. So yeah. And just to remind you, if you've enjoyed the video, please click the thumbs up. It is great for the channel, and if you like what I'm doing, why not subscribe? That's a great help indeed. And above all, please comment. I do appreciate all comments, whether you didn't like something, you did like something, or suggestions or whatever. So yeah, and not quite sure what's next. I tend to decide on things last minute. This was a last minute decision. A couple of things to add. Any links I can find that explain more about the accident, I'll put in the description below. I may put one in the video when we were there. So yeah, I mean, I don't know what there is on the internet. I did find a little bit. I didn't do full research. All I wanted to do, in a sense, was find out where it was, which I did, and a bit of the backstory. But we'll see if we can find other links to put you to. So yeah, the weather's been quite nice. It was I thought it was quite cold overnight. I wasn't cold, but oh, there's a big plane in the distance, not very high at all. Anyway, yeah, so I still haven't, I've only been 2 nights, just need to work out the best way of not getting in and out, but the best way of sleeping in there that gives me the best night's sleep. So yeah, anyway, I think I've rambled enough, so we'll see you on the next video.